Natalie's insecurities are really showing on this episode.
And did we come to fix our marriages, or is this the Bad Bros Club?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cheese McCorner. As always, before we keep going, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's talk about this mess.
Gino and I had a very bad fight this morning, and he said very hurtful things.
First off, let's start with Gino and Jasmine. Jasmine is telling us that after she had the huge fight with Gino and she spoke to her best friend Matt, now she has thought about not leaving, because if it wasn't for Matt calming her down and telling her that she has so much history with Gino, she would have already left.
You know, I can't be intimate with someone unless I have a strong connection with them.
Gino shares that as usual, he got into a fight with Jasmine. Jasmine, demeaned him like she always does. She called him a porn addict and probably many other things that we didn't get to see. We already know that this is an issue that has been happening for a really long time. Gino is not able to sleep with Jasmine because of the way that Jasmine treats him.
But Gino no have the balls to say no.
And I think we have seen that in the past, but we also have seen that Gino has little by little gather up the courage to stand up to Jasmine. So we have seen that. And then he tells Benny and Rob that he connects to them because their girls are acting like they're victims. And I agree with him. I feel like you guys should be here to try to fix your marriage. And many of them are here to blame their partner. Let's talk about the breakfast. The girls and the guys are sitting on different tables. The only couple that's sitting together is Julia and Brandon. Eventually, the boys start talking. And this is when Florian asks Benny what he does for a living. He's like, oh, I'm a stuntman, so let me show you a trick.
Oh my gosh!
The thing with Benny is that he's a showman. So if he has an opportunity to show people that he's good at stunts or that he can fight, he's going to take that chance. Julia sees this and she's like, oh my God, this is my moment, because as we know, Julia is also a performer.
Okay, wait, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if the producers were trying to make it seem like Brandon had a problem with it, because at first Brandon is sitting at the table and right after that you can see Brandon like on the side watching this interaction happening, and he didn't seem to have a problem with it.
Constant validation and attention. He's trying to be the center of attention.
Of course, Ari takes this opportunity to remind all of us that this is what Benny is here for. I guess we could say that he's here to show off, but at the same time, it's not like you have given him any room to actually work on your relationship. So, yeah. Since they're having so much fun, Julia has the bright idea to go to the club. So she starts telling everyone, let's go to the club, let's go to the club. And Brandon...
It's our first day off in a couple days. I was really hoping we could do something together, just Julia and I.
Focus on their marriage, spend some time together. And I understand where he's coming from. I do feel like the whole reason of the resort is for you to come here to create a stronger connection with your partner. So the first day, you guys have a lot of issues. Maybe you should take that time to talk about your problems. I don't necessarily think it's bad that Julia wants to go clubbing, but I also don't think it's bad that Brandon wants to stay in and fix their marriage. So there's 2 tables, and I want you guys to keep that in mind. In one table, you have Brandon, Julia, Sophie, and Ari. And in the other table, you have Jasmine, Stacy, Josh, and Natalie. Sophie is trying to figure out who does not like her here at the resort, because she hears some rumors about someone not liking her, and Julia knows who it is. So she tells her, the person behind you is the one that doesn't like you. And of course, that is Natalie.
Every man here, she told me you have a plastic ass.
The girls start asking Sophie what is the reason why Natalie doesn't like her. And Sophie's like, well, I don't know. I haven't done anything, but Josh did message me. And some of those messages were a little flirty, but I don't know if Natalie knows that Josh was doing that. And as of now, we are under the impression that Natalie has no idea. But I do have a feeling that Natalie saw something, and that's why it lingers in her head that Josh likes Sophie. When we pan over to the other table where Josh and Natalie are.
Why would I move from Florida? For a guy who has connection and he doesn't let me connect.
And Jasmine right off the bat is like, but did he ask you to move? And Josh is like, nope. I did not ask her to move. And that we know Natalie moved because she wanted to. Josh is over there not caring. He does not care about Natalie. And we all know that. But it's like it's not clicking in her head that Josh is really just here to continue his modeling career, his business, but not for Natalie.
Even on the bus yesterday, she said, Rob, you deserve better.
I mean, that's not a lie. Natalie was not lying when she said that. Does she have a hidden agenda towards Sophie? Yes.
And she grabbed Rob's arm and was like, oh, your tattoos are so hot. Right in front of me.
Sophie is a better person than I am because you cannot get close to my man, touch his tattoos, and tell him that he has nice arms or nice tattoos in front of me without getting punched in the No, that would not happen. And why are you entertaining it? Because if my man was just like, oh, thank you, it's going down. It's going down in here. I'm a Latina. I am feisty. I hate to feed into the stereotype, but you don't mess with my man.
No, do something same. Do something same. Go play with Josh.
I am all up for petty. I love petty. I love when people fight. I love seeing arguments. I think it's fun, especially when it doesn't involve me. But you guys are here for a marriage resort to fix your issues. And Sophie's brightest idea, and not just Sophie, but also Ari and Julia, head in the world. Are you guys okay in your head that you think that's a great idea?
I'm very good at being childish and petty when I want to be.
Get it together. You guys are not children. This is not the teenager club, okay? Act like goddamn adults. Now all the couples are getting ready because they're all gonna go clubbing. And we cut to Rob and Sophie, and they're talking about the whole drama with Natalie. And I just want you to know, because I want you to be updated in case anything happens. I do feel like I need to confront her and talk to her about what happened. And can you guys guess what Sophie is mad about? Out of all the things that Natalie said.
Natalie does not have a right to talk about Sophie's ass.
That's what you're mad about?
I think it's really weird, especially to comment like on my butt.
Guys, I am so frustrated. This should not be called the last resort.
If she's being too mean, I'm gonna be like, help me.
And she also insinuates that if anything escalates, she wants Rob to step in. And I'm over there like, no, 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 no. This is between you and Natalie. If you want to confront Natalie for all the things that she said, there's no reason why Rob should be in this.
Who is ready to party?
We are.
Okay, guys, we have to talk about the bus scene when everyone's on their way to the club, because this is just a mess. Jasmine is trying to get compliments from Gino, and the best that Gino can give her is...
Those are beautiful earrings. Oh my gosh.
This is not going to create any type of intimacy. I'm sorry, Gino, but you need to step it up with the compliments. Julia's wearing a robe, and Sophie turns around to her, and she's like, hey, why are you wearing a robe?
Some stuff under, or don't have anything other stuff.
Because her outfit shows so much skin that she is cold to the point that she has to wear a robe. I know that a lot of people are going to think that whatever she wore is fine. It's not a big problem. However, you also have to take your partner's feelings into account when things like that happen. You're in a marriage. This is a partnership. Natalie is trying to compensate for all the drama that happened early in the morning, and she's all over Josh. Ari is mad at Benny because they're sitting on opposite sides of the band, and she's already telling him like, why aren't you talking to me? Why are you so quiet? Why are you not talking to me? And Benny is like, well, I would talk to you if you asked me questions.
Let's go, guys! Woo!
And then she goes to dance. She's still wearing the robe to this point. And instead of asking her husband to take the robe off her, she asks Rob to do it.
Brandon, take the robe off.
I don't know if you guys think this is okay, but in my eyes, this is unacceptable. If my husband did that, I would lose my shit. This whole club scene becomes more chaotic as time passes, and it makes me more and more angry. Julia does ask Jasmine if she can dance with Gino, and Gino says yes. But then Jasmine goes over to Benny and starts dancing with him. Now, I know I've brought it up in the past. I do social dancing. I do go dancing by myself, but I do not dance on people like that. These girls right here are, in my opinion, disrespecting their husbands left and right. It's like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Brandon and I, we have a horrible last year.
And today is a night where they should be connecting with each other. She wants him to be a little bit more, you know, happy and outgoing and just have a good time here at the club. But at no point has Julia ever thought of maybe going to dance with her man, or talking to her man, or kissing her man, or anything with her man, because she's too occupied dancing with other men. You also have to keep in mind that Brandon is not like Julia. And I get it. I understand that Brandon met Julia when she was a go-go dancer, but people change. God damn it. Are we supposed to expect Julia to get up on the bar every single time they go out with her butt cheeks out?
Julia! Too much.
I don't know in what world do we think that this is an okay behavior, because in mine it is not. I don't think it was appropriate. Yes, there's opinions out there that might think that was okay, but in my eyes, that is not okay. I want you guys to remember too that Brandon was not telling her anything when she was dancing. He allowed her. He gave her the space.
Seriously, you can see her.
It's okay. I mean, I have fun.
You should at least take into consideration what your partner feels. Not just do whatever you want because you used to be a go-go dancer.
I want to be married to somebody who's ready to be a mom, not a stripper.
I don't think your wife is trying to be a stripper. She's also not trying to be a mother. Brandon is already out of his comfort zone by being here at the club, and Julia just keeps pushing the buttons. She's like, I already know you're uncomfortable, so I'm going to make you more uncomfortable.
Okay, that's your way. My way is make a fun dancing in a bar. I'm not take off my clothes.
And when he expresses to her that he's frustrated about this, she tells him that she doesn't care, that this is her type of having fun. And when Rob approaches Brandon, he tells him that he understands what he's going through, and if it would have been him, he would never be okay with this. And Brandon is like, yeah, you know, I don't have a problem with her having fun. But there's levels to it. It's not the fact that she's having fun. It's the fact that she's sacrificing her partner's feelings for her own benefit.
We haven't had intimate time. I want her to like dress up sexy and wear lingerie.
But you don't do it, but you do it for a bunch of strangers. It hurts him. And I get it. Trust me, guys. I get it. It is very difficult at times to have to like juggle what each person is feeling and understanding their emotions. But when I put myself in Brandon's shoes, I know that I wouldn't be okay with my husband doing that. And that is all we get for Julia and Brandon. In the next episode, it looks like Brandon is going to have a conversation with Julia about that night and how he's not okay with that. I do think that Brandon needs to be a little bit more careful with the words that he chooses. But other than that, I don't see an issue with Brandon being upset about the way that Julia was behaving that night. Now it's time to talk about Natalie and the entire mess that she made that night. There's this moment where Josh and Natalie are having a conversation, and Josh shares with her that he's actually going to step away for the next couple of days for a family thing.
Because of my son's accident, I personally have to leave for the next couple days.
Even though Josh has valid reasons to not be here the next couple days, you still shouldn't be here in the last resort. This is another reason, on top of the fact that you guys are not even a couple.
Because, Natalie will be alone. And, she's not made any friends here yet, so.
I don't care. This is where Natalie wants to be, then that's where she belongs. If she doesn't want to have any friends, it's because of her actions and it's because of the way that she treats people. So that's her problem. Natalie doesn't understand why he had to tell her this way. She was hoping that he would do it a different way. Eventually, Josh and Natalie separate. Sophie notices that Josh is by himself. Operation Make Natalie Jealous has just began. So she walks over to him on purpose, guys.
How's your night going?
Good, how's yours?
And Natalie, you can see her in the back. She's like, I'm watching you, Sophie. I'm watching you. And eventually she turns around to Stacy and Jasmine and she's like,
What do you do in this situation?
She's not flirting with him, but the intentions under that conversation are what make this conversation wrong. So Natalie is mad because, of course, Sophie, according to her, is half naked. She's not wearing an underwear. She is flirting with Josh. And Jasmine makes her way over to her and tells her, it's not Sophie. It's your man, the one that's flirting.
I think that Josh likes Sophie.
He likes Sophie.
And then she goes, why don't you go ask him who he invited to Vegas? What are you guys doing? You guys are so freaking messy. And of course, after Natalie hears this, she loses her mind.
I'm looking for single guy. Any single guys here?
My boyfriend is gonna go to Vegas and he's gonna start dating another girl. He's not even your boyfriend. Jasmine is right next to her, trying to calm her down. But at the same time, she has that evil smile on her face of, I did this and I am so happy that I get to watch this drama. You're a snake too, Jasmine. You knew what you were doing and you did it on purpose.
What are you? You're a married woman. You're half naked and you with my boyfriend going to Vegas. Who are you?
Natalie is such an insecure woman because she does not understand that the person that was wrong here is Josh, not Sophie. Sophie did nothing wrong on those DMs.
With a random guy in Vegas because you're a hooker.
Natalie takes the time to tell Sophie that she's a hooker, that she's destroying her marriage because she's the one that went to Vegas with Josh when she never went to Vegas. She didn't entertain this whole Vegas thing. She didn't send Josh a bunch of flirtatious messages. It was Josh, the one that did that.
Oh my. How can you do
Natalie,
this?
that's too much.
Shame on you.
She's always going to blame the girls first, never her man. It definitely reminds me of those women that find out their husband is cheating on them. The side chick doesn't even know, and they would rather kill the side chick than make their husbands take any type of accountability. And that's exactly who Natalie is. And she just continues to berate Sophie over and over again. It doesn't matter how many people defend her. It doesn't matter who steps in. Even when Josh does step in, Natalie does not care. She also insults her body by telling her that her body is trash.
I asked her if she went to Vegas, if she's ever been to Vegas.
Natalie does not care. She's blaming Sophie. She's like, do whatever you want, but don't bring me into this resort to make me look like I'm stupid. You're making yourself look like you're stupid.
Why would he bring me to fix relationship 3 years?
He brought you here to start his acting career. That's why. That's all you are to him. A tool. And nothing more than that. And you cannot go around blaming other women for your stupid choices. Now Josh is trying to amend himself. So he calls Rob over and he's like, well, I just want to clarify that the conversations between me and Sophie, there was no bad intention in those conversations. I was never flirting with her. I did not invite her to Vegas. And Rob is like,
We have talked about
dicey.
It was.
it's so funny to me because Rob is sitting on the side, sipping on his drink, being like, I just wanted to see what was going to happen. But that's all. He wiped his hands. He's like, you know what? Josh already got what he deserved. Natalie already yelled at him. And this is not even over because Natalie is going to continue. Josh in his confessional explains to us that the reason why he didn't invite Natalie to Vegas is because she gets incredibly jealous around other girls.
The volcano explodes.
After all the drama, Josh is finally going outside to talk to Natalie, and it is not going well.
The stupid, trash, idiot, dog, go away. This
Natalie now is telling Josh that she feels like he's treating her like a dog. That's someone that he can just kick to the curb and not even pay attention to. And I mean, Natalie, you put yourself in the situation. How can you ask a man to love you that has never loved you? Never, ever, ever. He only sees you as a tool.
I would never around. I would never come naked to random dude and open my legs.
And now that Natalie has realized that believing herself and yelling at other women and blaming other women for Josh's actions is not working, it's time to yell at him.
Invite me to Vegas right now.
You need to calm down.
No, invite me to Vegas.
Absolutely not.
And who in the world will want to go to Vegas with Natalie? Not me. So of course, Natalie goes back inside the club after Josh tells her that he's not gonna take her nowhere.
Yeah. I'm so glad. Oh.
You don't change, right? You're never going to change. I did think it was ridiculous that right after that happens, Sophie's like, are you not gonna check her? Why don't you go do something? Yes, you're mellow right now. You were mellow when you were talking to her. And weren't you the one saying a couple minutes ago that you wanted her to get jealous and you were doing this on purpose? Natalie walks out, and this is when Jasmine goes outside with her, you know, and now all of a sudden she wants to save what she did.
Fix it. You started, you fix it.
She says that she didn't start anything, but she did. And we saw that smiley evil face that you were giving us when you saw that Natalie was angry. And now she's like, but I didn't start anything.
And it's not my fault that you are with a dude that doesn't give a about you.
But Jasmine was right about one thing, and that is the fact that Natalie cannot go around insulting women because she picked a shitty ass man that does not love her. A man that is playing with her feelings. That she's right about.
You're crazy, but don't mess up with me, Natalie. Don't play these games with me.
And I do respect the fact that Jasmine went outside and clocked this girl because she needs someone to knock some sense into her. But all of this would have been avoided if you waited to tell Natalie on a different day. If you wanted to be her friend and you wanted her to be okay, you should have waited.
You throw a glass on my feet and you are gonna apologize.
Right now, things are just escalating to a point where a physical altercation might happen, and that is when Vinny and Florian step in between Natalie and Jasmine. I wouldn't be surprised if Jasmine actually hit her if the guys were not there, and she tells her this.
And that's why you are alone when no man can deal with it.
I don't know how after hearing something like this, Natalie doesn't look at herself and goes, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? Because that is so embarrassing to hear that it's you, the one with the problem, and that it is your fault that you cannot keep a man in your life. That will break me apart. How do you guys feel about what happened with Natalie and Sophie? Do you guys think that what Sophie did was okay? Do you guys think that what Jasmine did was okay? And I don't know, is anyone out there that really agrees with what Natalie did? Because you really gotta give me some good reasons as to why you agree. That is all we get for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. I probably won't see you guys for the holidays, so have a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you spend it with your loved ones. That you have a great day. Eat a lot of food. Bye.